So another day, another coffee, and another train. When it comes to locks and locking your bike up at your work, right, the best lock to use for commuters or any bike is these Kryptonite New York locks, or any sort of D-lock. That's called a D-lock. And what I tend to do is I buy a couple of them if I'm working in different locations, and I'll actually lock them up and leave them on the pole. So I'll leave that there like that, and so that every time I come back to the hospital, I don't have to carry the lock with me. This is the curve cycling ride. It's I think they call it the Belgie. They run it on Wednesday nights. This footage is from quite a while ago. It was actually probably 8 weeks ago, probably more. But I never got around to posting this footage, and it was so much fun. We had so many laughs. It was just a casual, cool, really cool bunch of people that went on it. So, and you know, they do a bit of dirt, they do a bit of cobbles and stuff, and it goes into the night. You can see everyone's got their lights on, and it is pretty safe. So good laugh, good humans. So you can see everyone's sort of getting right into it. Now there was all sorts of people on this ride. There was mountain bikes and whatnot. You can rock up on a CX bike. One thing I'll point out here on the left, a guy goes, there was nearly a crash on the left there. Woman turned left and a guy went up her inside. Now in Australia, you never pass people on the left-hand side. She probably should have yelled out to him, but at the end of the day, you never go up someone's inside, okay? Especially on the road like that. If you're going to overtake people, always overtake on the right-hand side. It just saves any level of doubt, and you stop having incidents like that. So you can see this isn't for the faint-hearted, this ride. I'm pushing about 400-500 watts there, you know, so just trying to keep up with the guys on the front. It wasn't until after, I've put some questions into this too. So Caleb says, why aren't the GoPros allowed in a crit? That was the Southern Masters crit that I did recently. Southern Masters in Melbourne don't allow GoPros or any cameras on their bikes whatsoever. We're not exactly sure why. They haven't given us a reasonable explanation. But, you know, that's their right to knock it back. So they don't allow cameras at all. And when I get some more information, I'll find out. But I'll keep chipping away at them. So you can see we push up a little hill here. The wattage goes up. I was actually expecting a fairly cruisy ride with this, but as I was just saying, Paul Vanderplough was on the front just driving it. You see I'm pushing about 700, 800, 900 watts there up this hill, just trying to hang on. So it was at this point that I thought, you know what, I better get up the front. I better start moving forward a bit, otherwise I'm going to get spat, because there was people getting spat left, right and centre. Strava KOM Killer says he wanted to know about the music, and whenever I do my commentary, how the music sort of dips, and then when I stop talking, the music goes back up again. But that's a thing called keyframing. So I use Premiere Pro CC. You can keyframe the audio, so you just go down to the audio and put some little keyframes in. Now, if you don't know what that is, I suggest you just either Google it, keyframing in Premiere Pro CC, and attach it to audio, or get on lynda.com. And I learnt all my skills on a website called lynda.com, and they teach you how to do it. So you can see I'm pushing up to 1,000 watts here, up another hill, just trying to hold the wheel in the herd house, just thinking this is actually a tough ride. This was good training. Benjamin Wolf says you remind me of a cyclist version of Neistat. Well, look, I try to adopt a lot of my style from Casey Neistat. He is without a doubt the best vlogger on the internet at the moment. You know, his style is probably a lot better than, you know, standing there with a camera just constantly talking into it like a lot of the other guys do. So I really enjoy the way Casey mixes it up, and you'll probably continue to see me do that until over time, I'll develop my own style of vlogging or video logging on the internet. Now this is where the curved Belgie ride goes over a little bridge and then we go down some dirt, and this bridge was so much fun. It started swaying halfway across. You can see them deliberately trying to get it to sway, and then all of a sudden I started going left and right, nearly smashing into the walls. We were pissing ourselves laughing here, all of us, just laughing our heads off. And then you duck under the bridge and then onto some dirt, and you can see we're not messing around, like we're flying down here. It was getting dark, and I was on my Bianchi with my NV 6.7, so probably, I don't know, $8,000 to $10,000 worth of bike, and I'm thinking, I'm going to smash this thing on this. I'm going to crash, or I'm going to break my wheels or something. So I was a bit wary of that along here. So, but I was still trying to keep up with everyone. JB was asking me about power, and when Jay was doing a cadence of 95 to 100, the power was bouncing around a bit. And my answer to that was probably, when you set your power, you can set it to on your Garmin or whatever, you can set it to a 3-second average or a 10-second average. It's always better to read power on a 3-second average or a 10-second average, because that way it's a more balanced, more even out reading. If you have it set to real time, it's just going to jump all over the place. You can see here I'm flying along the dirt, just trying to hang on. I've got Albie on my wheel. He's an ex-national CX champion. Oh, that's why I did a big jump there. Ex-national CX champion. He's on my wheel, so I've got some absolute guns around me here, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, I better keep up. So I'm trying my best to stay with everyone. But you can see it was pretty dark, pretty hairy. And I think up here I bunny hopped like a massive big pothole. But as I bunny hopped it, the guy in front of me here braked. So I nearly went straight up his ass. You'll see that up here. And we slow down a bit for the walkers. It was dark, you know, so you sort of had to be careful a little bit. But this ride is so much fun, honestly. If you've got a CX bike or an older road bike, get on it. Yeah, that's where I did the bunny hop over the pothole and nearly went straight into the back of him. It doesn't look like much on the camera, but I can tell you at the time, my heart was in my throat. So this is just a different way of training, you know. This is all about enjoying the bike, enjoying different facets of the bike. You don't always need to go out and beach road, and not that there's anything wrong with beach road. I like beach road, right? It's a great place to ride, but this is just something different to try. So get in touch with the guys at Curve Cycling. I'm not sponsored by Curve Cycling. I don't do anything, you know, special for me. So I just like the guys down there, and I like this ride, and I like the products they sell. So yeah, we duck back out on the road here, and then I think we go along the road for a little while, and then you can see Paul Vanderplough there. So he's in the Charter Mason kit. He's a professional cyclist. Notice he's on his road bike. I think it's his road bike, but yeah, it is his road bike, and he's like, doesn't care. He was absolutely smashing it over the cobbles. But the difference between him and I is he doesn't have to pay for his bikes. I do. So we fly along the road here for a little bit, and then I think we duck down a cobbled section, and this is where I lost touch, because these cobbles were so hard on my bike and my wheels that I was like, halfway down here I was like, nah, it's probably not worthwhile. Probably not worthwhile, considering I'm on an $8,000 to $10,000 bike, so I might just pull up a bit. And I ended up pulling out of the bike ride at the end here. But I can tell you, next time I go along, I've actually got a CX bike. I've got a Giant. It's got all the wheels and everything that, you know, you need to do these cobbles on. And I think you just let a little bit of tyre pressure out, and you just have so much fun down here. Next time I do this, I'm going to do full Paris-Roubaix 1,000 watts down here, as hard as I can go. But anyway, that's it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed this vid. I'll see you tomorrow.